I'm getting these too.
Oh, he's alive!
It was a close call for a minute there, but Carmelo Gusto is alive.
Exclamation point. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Gusto.
He made it.
Okay.
I will take control
Yes.
of. If you would like to
Yeah,
go
I can
back
take.
to Gavel.
Yeah, I can take her back.
Sweet. You're the ones who found me.
Yep. Long time no see, Gusto.
Hmm? You're the attorney's assistant. You've grown. And you have an assistant of your own now?
Assistant? No, I'm.
He hasn't got the gig just yet. This is Gregory Edgeworth's son.
Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service.
Meh. Fate moves in mysterious ways. I'm in your debt. If you hadn't found me in time, I wouldn't be here to thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're just in time for me to acquit you for murder. Or not acquit you. It's to indict you. There you go. I'm an assistant. It's fine. I'm still learning. After all, if you hadn't lived, we wouldn't be able to ask you what really happened 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
He figured out quite a bit while you're out cold. Including the fact that you're probably the guy who offed poor Artie Frost.
Nah.
What? Is that true?
Miss Bound set up a very elaborate trap to catch Mr. Frost's murderer. A trap that involved rigging the Pisces case with the poison gas. Oh.
Many dots.
Perhaps in light of that fact, you could tell us in your own words what happened back then. Oh.
Many dots.
Or perhaps you'd rather exercise your right to remain silent.
Hey,
Oh,
yo, Shield, you're
oh,
awfully quiet.
Oh, it's not that. Gusto here is a fan of the old meditation. You know, Om and all that jazz.
Wow, sleeping while standing seems pretty cool. That's one heck of a talent.
Except there's no sleeping involved in meditation, Kay.
Hey, Gusto, old pal, how about you snap out of it and tell us what really went down way back when?
Ooh.
Tell us what
I was caught in the girl's trap, so I must be the killer? Is this your idea of a joke?
I mean, yes.
I'm the victim here.
Indeed you are, Mr. Cousteau, as there's no evidence that you've done anything wrong, yet. Mr. Edgeworth and Mr. Shields are merely speculating. Rest assured that they have no authority here, and that you may pay them no heed.
At least somebody here seems to be on my side.
Judge Vera de Gavel, it's a pleasure, Mr. Cousteau. I will assist you in any way you may require. Perhaps you could begin by explaining what actually happened 18 years ago to Mr. Edgeworth?
Fine. But you owe me. You want me to prove I'm innocent, Mr. Prosecutor? I'll be happy to.
Oh, so this is how you mean to pay it. Play it, Judge Gavel. You're hoping Mr. Cousteau will help you to hide what happened instead of trying to correct the record. I believe only in the infallible judgment of the goddess of justice. Except it's us humans who make the actual judgment calls in the court of law. And so long as there are those who would use the law to their advantage, our rulings are fallible indeed. If you would use your position to further obscure the truth, then neither she nor I will forgive you. We shall see about that.
What do you advise, Judge Gavel?
It would seem that you're under suspicion because it was you who triggered the poison gas. Specifically by opening the Pisces case's lid. Would you be so kind as to share why with us?
Understood. I came to see Frost's sculptures. Simple as that. I made a mistake with the opening times and arrived a half hour early.
Miss Bound, was there no one in the reception desk at around that time?
I had left the main entrance and guarded it unlocked, just in case the killer made an appearance.
Be one
I was
second,
also-
I'm going to the loo.
Okay.
I was also busy making preparations elsewhere, all the way up until the gallery's opening. So no, there was no one here on the first floor then. But I did make sure that all the wings were locked up tight. All except for the autumn wing, that is.
I see. She did all that just to steer the culprit into the autumn wing, which is precisely where Mr. Gusteau went.
Sneaking into a building's pretty suspicious, however way you slice it.
Silence in the courtroom. I will permit no objections or interventions unless there is some evidence that the witness is lying.
The court... You know this is an art gallery, right?
Silence! Mr. Gusteau, if you could please continue by explaining why you opened the Pisces case?
Absolutely. I wanted to see Frost's work up close. Sorry, I don't know what came out of my mouth. So I went up to the Gemini. Guess it was supposed to be the Pisces statue. And I saw that the lid was frozen on tight, so I grabbed a blowtorch from nearby and tried to open it. When I finally got it open, gas came pouring out.
Fascinating. His is the sort of lawless testimony attorneys can only dream of.
Yeah, everything sounds like a lie kind.
Precisely. I am none too satisfied with Mr. Gusteau's explanation myself. Alas, there's no evidence to refute it.
Come on, there must be something.
It's Balin's story you should be questioning, not mine. I'm not the one who set up the gas trap. She could have killed anybody with that thing.
Ooh. She turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was gunning for the killer and nobody else. What killer being you, old pal?
So you believe that self-confessed criminal?
Miss Bound is far from blameless in this affair, and she will have to pay for her crimes. But
No.
so will Mr. Frost's killer. Welcome back.
You seem determined to pin Frost's murder on me.
Well, there's no one else.
But I have no reason to kill him.
Yeah, you do.
And you have no evidence to prove otherwise.
Yes, I do. Gnurk.
Can we really not prove that he's the killer, Mr. Edgeworth?
I can, I just forgot, apparently. Mr. Gusteau fell victim to the poison gas, that much is indisputable. Yet no matter how suspicious his actions in the present may seem, they prove nothing about the past.
Yeah, but then what about you, Mr. Shields? There must be something we can do.
You're right. We may not have evidence, but we have plenty of intel. Let's see now. If Gusteau killed Frost, he must have had a reason.
He claims not to have a motive, but that can't really be true, can it? Yay, logic.
If he did it, he has won. Not many people commit murder just for fun.
Except serial killers.
In fact, your old man had a little back and forth of on karma about a probable motive too, remember?
Yeah.
How could you skip over the
logic.
Well, karma wouldn't let us talk to Gusteau back then. We can now. We can put the pieces together. I think the picture we've been looking for might just emerge.
Yes, I think you might be right. I need to think back over everything we know about the IS-7 incident, especially the questions that never got answered.
Logic.
And the finger marks! Were you the one wearing the gloves?
It's Mr. Bad!
Mr. Bad. Miss
I like
Scone
him.
denied that the finger marks on the frame were hers, but what if they were Mr. Gusteau's? Perhaps he wanted to take a look through the ultimate cookbook for himself. Yay, so much logic!
So smart.
But
Yada,
many
yada, yada,
pictures.
yada, yada,
Yeah.
Number choice didn't take line up.
Yeah.
Logic.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. My father noticed those things for a reason. I just need to piece them together correctly. In the absence of evidence, it's the only way to the truth. Get him. Okay.
Beat him.
Boink. Boink. Right?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Hold on.
No, murder was
Remaining
motive and
murder.
corporation ended.
Frost in the final, but the favor wasn't returned.
Oh wait, maybe that's it.
Murder
No,
was
like
motive.
Frost and Gusteau.
Since the
I would
Kind of-
admit cooperation. Since they
Yeah.
both went minority.
Yeah.
Since the corporation ended, that would be quite a good
Right,
motive for
right.
murder from my
Yeah,
person.
cooperation. Yeah. There we go.
So smart.
Mr. Gusteau, you and Mr. Frost conspired to create works for the contest together, did you not?
Huh. So you know my little secret.
Mr. Fender was kind enough to inform me. Oh, Mr. Shield, sorry. My memory has lost itself. Mr. Frost was in charge of the designs while you were in charge of the flavor, is that correct?
What can I say? I still had a long way to travel on the road to becoming a master confectioner.
But you only collaborated up through the semi-final, so something changed after that.
We both wanted to show what we could do. Show that we were better than Tangaroa.
Ooh. Then why did you help Mr. Frost with his entry for with the final?
Nah. What grounds do you have to say that?
Your own statement made it to Mr. Von Kammer 18 years ago. You told him that you had been working together right up until the day before the final. Yes.
We've been over this.
Yes. We established this. Yes. Oh, there's your man.
Have I ever said how cool Gregory Edgeworth looks?
He's pretty cool.
I'm really sad we don't get to, or I don't get to voice him for the rest of this case. This is probably his only
It's
appearance
true,
in
yeah.
the game.
This is his only appearance in this game, yeah. So
God damn it.
so why
What
didn't Mr.
appearance
Frost
he
help
has.
you in return?
What an appearance he has.
I submit that your relationship broke down for some reason, and that became the basis for your motive for murder. Got it.
Oh, I've never seen that. That's not how it was. I can assure you. Sure, we stopped working together, but it was all perfectly friendly.
You stopped working together in a friendly way? Kinda hard to imagine, but okay.
Besides, how do you think I did it exactly? You think I just strolled in Tangaroa's room and killed Frost?
I mean,
Makes sense.
I couldn't have killed the man while Tangaroa was in there working on his chocolate pieces, could I? More logic.
So smart.
So you see, it can't have been me.
So smart.
oh, I didn't read that. Something.
It said I wouldn't be so sure.
I wouldn't be so sure. Okay, yeah. There must be a bit of time when Mr. Tangaroa wasn't in his room. And if I can prove that, then I can prove that Mr. Gusteau had the opportunity to kill Mr. Frost. Wouldn't it be like when he was looking at the other timing of the murder? Well, they're
He
both on
wanted
the same
the-
side. Can I do that?
think so.
Wait.
If it's not this one, then it's either the timing of the murder and he wanted the cookbook.
No,
But try the. I don't
Right,
know.
because because the point here is that like there were too many pictures taken, and we proved that what's her face used the camera. Because there's
Yeah.
literally nothing else that we could logic is the thing.
Right.
Like the cookbook and the timing of the murder doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Unless we're insinuating that he was the fingies, but we don't know when those happened.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Huh.
So it was
Then it
So it must.
it must be that, right?
Has to be.
Because there's no like the remaining exposures have like no sense to anything.
I must be right.
What?
No.
Why
So
does
it is
that?
the exposures.
Why? That doesn't make sense. This
Edgeworth
and
would make that make
this?
sense.
We missed something apparently.
It wouldn't let you be here without having all of these.
Right,
Yes.
exactly, but it doesn't make sense is what I'm saying. Like obviously those are the answers, but I'm Okay. So we're insinuating that they took pictures of the cookbook and then, like, put it back? Photographing the cookbook contents would be the perfect way to steal its secrets undetected. And what if Mr. Gusteau did just that? What if he used Mr. Tangaroa's camera to photograph the book? How was I to insinuate that? Never at any point was it stated that Gusteau had access to the camera.
It'd be the perfect crime. So much better than stealing it and getting chased by the cops.
A sneaky snapshot of 20, huh? That could work.
The only question is, when would he have done it?
Good question. What about during afternoon tea? Didn't Delicious say that Gusteau and Frost had missed out on
Right, okay. Which brings me to the next question. When do we know for certain that Mr. Frost was still alive?
Oh my god, we've been brushing this aside all this time.
Interesting. Yeah, she went and ate all the different pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Frost had kept to himself inside his room after the contest had started, but he was gone by the time Miss Scone snuck into it to sample his work, meaning there's a good chance he was murdered before the end of the afternoon tea. So now, that's so
That is
weird.
so dumb.
I don't like that. I don't like, because again, like, it's not a logical conclusion to think that Gusteau had access to the camera, because we had established before that What's-Her-Face had gone around and taken pictures of Miss Bound had gone around and take pictures of the sculptures. So that was what we had established, is that the reason that there was a discrepancy with the pictures was because she had been taking pictures of all the sculptures. Or was that insinuated that's why there were, because there were only 3 left. Because were we insinuating that she only took like 2 pictures of it, or 1 picture of it, and the rest of it was Gusteau? But again, anyway, that was stupid. We can be sure that Mr. Frost was alive until the beginning of afternoon tea, making tea time the only window during which Mr. Gusteau could have killed him. Are you satisfied with Mr. Gusteau's theory? Blah, but I don't care anymore. This was just really stupid logic. Sadly, I'm afraid I'm still rather unsatisfied. But things are finally starting to become clear, and the truth will soon come to light at last. Oh yay, the music! Do you mean to say that you've uncovered new evidence? Evidence? No. I was hoping I might convince Mr. Gusteau to open up to us about it instead. Oh no, logic chess!
Is it mind games time again?
It is. Mr. Gusteau, I have a question for you. Do you play chess? I said I have a question for you.
Nah, what is it? Can't you see I'm meditating?
You chose to make your entry for the final on your own.
I told you, I wanted to test myself. I wanted to prove I was the best in the world.
Sebastian in the background. I'm the best!
I'm the best. You're only the worst.
If that were the case, then Shirley wouldn't
You
have
want to
chosen
say
to
that
cheat
to
in
my
the first
face
place.
in court?
So tell me, Mr. Gusteau, why do you feel the need to team up with Mr. Frost? Okay.
Logic chess.
Marty Palace. 18 years ago. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna get a snack real quick because I know no other characters of mine are gonna be in this section. So.
Yes, you're good.
I'll be back.
18 years ago, Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost collaborated in the confectionery contest. But why did they work together? And why did they enter the contest in the first place? That's the information I need to get out of my opponent somehow.
Can't you see I'm meditating?
Ooh, 4. Mr.
A new
Gusteau
academy record.
seems to have a habit of pretending to be asleep when things aren't going his way. Let's start by focusing on why he chose to work with Mr. Frost. By
I would
my
recommend
hand.
saving first.
Oh yeah, I will. By my hand, now is the time to dig up the truth that was buried all those years ago.
Make sure you pop a save.
I'm still angry about that stupid puzzle piece.
Logic.
Stupid.
Mind chess.
Why'd you collaborate? Mr. Gusteau, what inspired you to collaborate with Mr. Frost?
We were acquaintances before we were contestants. He was interested in entering the contest, so we decided to sign up together.
Huh, and your decision to pair up with the sculptor had nothing to do with your lack of faith in your skills?
You don't know me. We joined forces because we wanted to make the most perfect creations possible, that's all.
Bide your time, I guess.
I will expose all your lies in the end, Mr. Gusteau. It's only a matter of time. I don't know what we're supposed to be. I guess I'm using this to figure out what we're looking for. Okay. Pick my words more wisely.
Man.
Because I don't
Why'd you
know.
collaborate?
Bide your time.
Yeah, of course, duh. But I'm curious as to what reactions I'm looking for, I think is the thing.
Frost's son and mine were in the same grade at school. So we got along pretty well, too.
Oh, so we're just two friends who happen to try for the title of the world's greatest confectioner? Okay. So I guess...
Yep, he's asleep. I'm still recovering.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Well... Because the thing is, he looks the exact same between, like, one and the other. Okay, so he looks angry. So I guess when he meditates more is when I should press. And then when he's angry, I leave him alone. Huh, pretending to be asleep while the going gets tough isn't going to work on me, I'm afraid. Mr. Frost was a sculptor, Mr. Gusteau. I doubt he cared much about winning a title for confectioners. In which case, he probably had a different motive for taking part in the contest, wouldn't you say?
Damn it. Ah. Fine, it was me. I wanted that title. Frost was only in it for the prize, the ultimate cookbook.
I see. And since your objectives dovetailed so neatly, you decided to work together. But then something happened. A breakdown in your relationship, perhaps? If so, I want to know why.
Mr. Prosecutor, I'm still quite unwell after my brush with death. Push me too hard. And I'll be on my way back to the medical room.
No, wait!
Then you'd better wrap this up quickly. I'm already dangerously low on patience.
Mr. Gusteau is trying desperately to make his escape, but he's not getting anywhere yet. Not as long as he's still keeping things from me. So let's figure out what he's really after next. Yay! Okay.
Yay, full health.
Alright, let's see. There's no time to lose. The right line of questioning and fast. You two had your eyes on something other than the title, didn't you? After all, I'm not sure the title of world's greatest confectioner even counts for that much.
You're not insulting the way of the confectioner. My only goal was to win that title. I didn't care about anything else. You had no idea how much it would have meant to me.
You're too angry. I'm not gonna say anything.
Look, my sense of design may not have been up to snuff back then, but you should see me now.
Oh, so you've improved?
You bet I have. I didn't do all that training in Shenfa for nothing.
No, he's still angry.
I looked up to Tangaroro, you know, spent hours sparring over the designs of his work.
The laugh.
Even used to watch his show with my son.
Sounds to me like Mr. Tangaroa's work was especially influential in your early studies. And with this recipe book, you might even become the best someday.
You mean the best?
The best.
Maybe. The book was a real treasure, no doubt about that. Any confectioner would have wanted it.
Heh. You claim that your only goal was to win the title, yet you also seem to have an interest in the contest prize, the ultimate cookbook. Ooh, pop!
Oh. The greatest collection of recipes by the world's greatest confectioner. I can't say I had absolutely no interest in it. And even if I did, what exactly is so wrong with that?
Nothing, I suppose. Only that the book contained recipes for medicines, not desserts. And everyone who entered the contest supposedly knew that. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. I'll let him slip from my... I can't let him slip from my grasp now. I just need to stay calm and keep the pressure on. Ayo. Next, let's find out why he wanted the cookbook. Did you know how valuable the cookbook really was?
What kind of... Oh.
No, you're fine.
Oh, what kind of question is that? It was a collection of Tangaroa's recipes. There wasn't a confectioner in the world who wouldn't have wanted to get their hands on it.
I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I'd better try another tact. Okay. So your plan was to win the cookbook and use it to help with your own creations?
What else? A book like that could have improved my craft tenfold.
You could have made a lot of money if you sold it.
I don't know much about what was actually in there. But it was worth more than money, I'll tell you that. Yep, he's meditating.
Come now, Mr. Gusteau. I think you know more about that ultimate cookbook than you claim.
They told us a little about it at the start of the contest.
Huh, then you know what kind of recipes it actually contained, don't you? And that they weren't dessert recipes at all.
I see you did your homework. Fine, so you know what was really in there. The Ultimate Cookbook, or the Angel's Cookbook, to give it its proper title. It's a collection of chemical formulas and ways to synthesize new medicines nobody had ever heard of.
So he did know that the cookbook actually contained recipes for medicines. This could be an important clue. Okay, boink. And that's that. And now I can push. Time to deploy my clue. Kabam! Your designs may have improved thanks to your training in Xingfa, but you clearly didn't do enough work on your skills of deception. You've already admitted that you knew the Ultimate Cookbook was a collection of recipes for medicines. Thereby making your interest not gastronomical, but pharmaceutical in nature. It's probably for his son.
There we go.
It's probably for his son. I think I remember. You're a confectioner, Mr. Gusteau. You had no professional interest in revolutionary new medicines, which suggests you had your interest must have been personal.
I underestimated you. Fine, you're right. Winning the title wasn't the only reason I entered the contest. I needed one of the recipes in that book. It was for my son. He was sick.
He was? Tell me more.
That's none of your business. I've told you as much as you need to know.
He looks rattled, but I can't get him off the hook. Let's find out what this mystery illness was. Alright. You've almost gotten to the bottom. Just a few more moves. This is probably too personal. Could you tell me the name of the disease your son suffered from? Oh, sorry!
You're a real gold customer, Mr. Prosecutor. Isn't it enough
Sorry! I'm
ill?
sorry!
Why would you
I don't have a clue. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask about your son first. This one. Tell me a little more about your son.
He was my pride and joy, and my biggest fan.
And you entered the contest in order to help him?
You clearly don't have children of your own. Any father would have done the same. I would have done anything to help him. Anything. He would come see me here at the contest venue, too. Right up until the semi-final.
Really? He didn't get in the way of your work? If you were trying to beat Samson Tangaroa, surely you didn't have time to look after a child.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do what I could for him. He said he wanted to always be the first to try my creations. Fine, yeah.
No, I just should have pressed. Dang it.
So now we have to go back.
Yeah.
This stinks.
You said your son was sick, Mr. Gusteau. and that he was able to come and join you for the contest.
It wasn't that kind of illness. Nothing life-threatening, anyway.
This feels like it could be an important clue. Now I'm going to ask about it. Boink. You've already shared with me that your son's illness wasn't life-threatening, so why are you so reluctant to share any further details?
It may not have been life-threatening, but that doesn't mean it had been life-altering.
I see. That must be very hard on the both of you.
Of course it was. That was why I did everything I could to find a cure. We were desperate. He couldn't taste anything. Not even his favorite dessert.
And we know that the remedy for this is in the book because Mr. Tangaroa uses it.
And he's meditating.
As I understand it, the Ultimate Cookbook contains a recipe for a very particular medication, one that Mr. Tangaroa used to cure himself of his own taste disorder.
So he had it too?
2, you say? So your son has a taste disorder then, am I correct?
Well, how did I let that slip?
You've been asking me to believe that you needed to win the cookbook in order to cure your son. So was that really the case?
Of course it was. What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm not so sure that's true based on everything you've told me. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I better try another tact. Ah! So you needed a cookbook to cure your son?
Yeah, nowadays you can get the medication he needed anywhere. But back then, that book was our only hope. Which is why I didn't dare to waste my time on some fancy tea oddities. I had to give my all to my work.
And so what about Mr. Tangaroa's work? Surely the tea break gave you the perfect opportunity to go steal a glance at it?
And what makes you think I had the energy or time to care about what the others had made?
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you for saving.
I think you've made it abundantly clear how much interest you had in Mr. Tangaroa's work. What's more, if you were determined to win the Ultimate Cookbook, I seriously doubt you would have passed up on the chance to take a peek at your competitor's entries.
I'd have plenty of chances throughout the contest to see and sample my rival's work, you know. But each time I did, nothing seemed to have any flavor. Must have been nerves or something.
Nothing Mr. Gusteau tasted had any flavor. Seems like it'd be an important clue. Alright, now unfortunately I have to do all of this again.
Oh. Yeah, it wasn't life-threatening. Couldn't taste anything, not even his favorite desserts.
Taste disorder. And now I'm gonna do the big 180 and be like, you had it, not your son. But was that really the reality of the case? I'm saying that I'm not so sure. You were sick yourself. Taste disorders are difficult to live with. It isn't easy not being able to enjoy your food. You should know, after all. You just told me that you'd experienced something like that during the contest. You said that nothing you sampled had any flavor. Those were your words, correct? Which would seem to suggest that you were suffering from a taste disorder. A confectioner without a sense of taste? Not exactly ideal. Are you sure it wasn't actually your own condition you were seeking a cure for, Mr. Gusteau?
No, I've had enough of your speculations. I managed just fine in that contest. Made all my own entries, no problems. He's still angry, so... Oh.
Well, no, he's nervous. When he's angry, you don't, but when he's nervous, you do. Sorry, but I'm afraid you're contradicting your own testimony. You already admitted that you and Mr. Frost had worked together during the contest. It's too late to claim that you did it all on your own now.
No.
You would believe us that you're a man of principle, a dedicated student of the confectioner's art. Yet you abandoned those principles and conspired with Mr. Frost to rig the contest. Also, you could cure your own taste disorder.
You got me, Mr. Prosecutor. As you said, my sense of taste was shot. My son's was fine. I'd kept it hidden for so long, 18 years, and nobody knew.
Sadly, you can lie to others, but you can't lie to me. Both Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost entered the contest hoping to obtain the ultimate cookbook for the medicine that could cure Mr. Gusteau's disorder and the money to bring in for Mr. Frost. Thus an uneasy alliance was forged, and that, I believe, is checkmate. Yay!
Yeah! Checkmate.
Woohoo!
But we're still not done.
Nope.
I'll admit it. You're good. I never told anybody any of this, but you figured it out anyway. It's true. 18 years ago, I developed whatever that word is.
Agasia?
Accusia?
Agusia?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's accusia?
Also,
I'm gonna look
welcome
this up,
back.
Mr. Richard.
Welcome back.
Hello, I'm back.
It's a taste disorder that makes it so you can't taste anything at all. A confectioner's worst nightmare.
Mr. Shields, is this what Mr. Tangaroa had as well?
No, they about had what they call dissociative taste disorder.
Oh.
Basically, some things she could taste just fine, but others had no flavor at all.
So he suffered too. Can't have been easy. Not when there wasn't a way to cure it on the market.
Which is why you needed Mr. Tangaroa's cookbook.
Duh.
Do you admit that that was the real reason you entered the contest?
It was only one of the reasons. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted the title. When I put my mind to something, it gets done, and I won't lose to anybody. I may not have been able to taste it then, but I still knew my stuff was good enough to win.
Oh, so you went into the final thinking you stood a chance of winning?
Of course.
What is it that Shield said about what Mr. Tangaroa thought of Mr. Gusteau's creations? I don't remember. After the semi-final. Okay. We were told that your entry for the final was far from the prize-winning taste sensation you describe. What happened to Mr. Gusteau? What went wrong that day?
Fine. I'll tell you. You want me to talk? I'll talk, but not like you're... But you're not going to like what I have to say.
How you doing, Tina? I know this is a lot of talking.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I can only handle another 15 minutes of this. Not sure, though. If my voice doesn't hold up by then, I may have to dip.
Yeah, you're fine. I can always take over if someone else wants to. That's fine.
Okay, if someone could just not give him a Russian accent, I beg you. Just make him sound however you want. I don't care.
Did you want to continue him now, or are you good?
I'll see if I can hold out during his testimony. If
Okay.
not,
Yeah, it's fine.
Frost and I were working together right up until the semi-final. I handled the flavor, he did the designing. But I wanted to face Tangaroa in the final on my own. No help, just me and my skills. So I helped Frost with his entry, but mine I did alone. If it didn't taste good in the final, that's on me. What can I say? I lacked training. And that's all there is to it. Happy now?
Ugh, there don't seem to be any obvious contradictions in his testimony. Piggy? Oh, Piggy fall asleep. Are you
Oh, no.
awake? It's okay if you have to dip. I know it's late over there.
Wait, hold on. Is he... Hold on.
Piggy, you awake? I'll just take over for now. Yep, not that I thought it'd be easy to get anything out of him. Get anything real out of him. He's managed to not let slip what really happened for 18 years after all. Why don't you try pushing him a bit, Malzarino? See if you can shake something loose. I think I just might have to, Shields. Alright.
Okay, yep, I am out of breath doing all these voices.
Yeah, you're good.
I can take over for Gusto if Piggy's not here.
Sure. Okay.
These are red. Okay, cool.
Yeah, these are already read, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for having me as
Oh,
always.
sure, no worries. Thanks so much for stopping by, Tina.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, have a
Bye,
good night.
Tina.
You too.
You were serious about winning the title then?
Of course. The art of confectionery is my life. Why wouldn't I have wanted to be crowned the greatest?
The best?
More than the best.
That's impossible.
But I still had a lot to learn back then. Guess it's no surprise my work wasn't up to scratch. I don't know what voice this is.
You're fine. But the title wasn't the only thing you wanted. There was a cookbook, too. And you wanted the book even more than you wanted the title. Isn't that right, Mr. Gusteau? Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, you're badgering a witness who is still suffering the effects of today's attack. I cannot allow this harassment to continue. I understand, Your Honor, but ignore him, Mr. Gusteau. You need not answer the vile prosecutor's question. But please, do continue your testimony in your own time. Oh. And yet I heard your creations prior to the final were scored highly for their flavor. So what went wrong? Was there some kind of cooking accident on that day?
No, nothing like that. It was. I told you, I had a taste disorder.
I think I'm just gonna go solid snake for
That's
this.
what I was like. It's giving some kind of. I can't tell who from Kingdom Hearts, but it's giving me some kind of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, my sense of taste failed me. It's
like-
as simple as that.
Sigvar.
Oh, that'd be so weird. Okay, I'll lean into that.
He does have one eye.
Oh, you're right.
But Mr. Frost's entry was complimented on its flavor. Your sense of taste hadn't failed you then. Did something happen overnight?
Many dots.
I'm already half Xehanort.
I don't think he's gonna spill any more beans, Mr. Edgeworth.
And perhaps I should ask him about something else. Maybe Mr. Frost?
Maybe?
You knew Mr. Frost from before the contest, correct?
You remembered, I see.
Oh, yeah. Now we're getting into it. It was no coincidence that you both entered the contest, correct?
Yeah, I heard about it first. Then I told Frost. I knew he'd be interested. He was always short of cash for his sculptures.
That's right. Mr. Frost was supposedly always in financial trouble, wasn't he?
The cookbook is really worth that much, huh?
I see that glint in your eye, kiddo. But don't get your great thiefing hopes up. It was worth a lot back then. But these days, you can find most of the stuff in there on any drugstore shelf.
Aw, bummer.
So literally every last contestant only had their eyes for that cookbook, I see. An 18-year-old mystery. And the key to unraveling it is finally in my grasp. I just need to remember everything Shields told me about what he and my father discovered. What do I... Okay. Because that's correct. Because that was this. No. That. Visit his father daily up and through the semi-final. So you're saying Mr. Frost didn't help you at all? But he'd helped you until then, correct? It's a bit strange for him to stop so late in the contest, no?
Oh, strange or not, it's the truth. Could be he had his reasons too. I wouldn't know.
If he's lying, it's gonna be a headache to prove. 18 years is a long time. Not unless the gizmo of yours has a built-in lie detector, okay?
If it did, I'd have stolen the show from Mr. Edgeworth long before now.
Don't worry, Shields. I can tell that he's lying. No doohickeys assistance required. Please, Mr. Gusto, continue your testimony. Doohickey. Okay. Should I present the photo?
Maybe? Maybe the photo, because is there like a new student sign in there? I don't know if that means anything.
I don't know, but they have a weird, like, their relationship seems a little strained in the picture, if that makes sense. Like, because they're not, like, looking very friendly. It's just the kids who are looking friendly. See?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this is right, but... Nope, this is not right. Crap! You're lying, Mr. Gusto. So I have...
Yeah.
So he's lying somewhere.
Hold it.
So they because he's saying they used to go to elementary school together. But I think that's just because this is in the past. Because didn't we... Wasn't there something that we... Okay. Body... Contest... Body was discovered, cause of death, blood loss following a blow to the head. Body was discovered in Tangaro's room, cause of death.
Can't put on the old thinking caps.
Welcome back. Because I feel like this is important that we had to get it out of him. I feel like there's gotta be something. I don't know. Does someone want to give me a clue?
Oh, let me look at the handy dandy walkthrough.
So I helped with an entry not.
When in doubt, walk through it. I'm gonna fill up my drink thing real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Need some water or something.
So I think the one statement you pressed where
Yeah.
it gave you an option
Yes.
to I think you need the other option to ask about the semifinal?
Oh.
Yeah.
The first one?
I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, so like to get... Oh! To ask him
Yeah,
another...
like
Oh, I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Okay. I have to ask the other question to get another statement? Like ask him about something different?
Yeah. I think it does that thing where like it swaps out whatever
Yeah.
you asked there.
Oh. This is new. I thought he was just... Oh!
Ooh.
Huh. The national symbol of Zingfa.
Oh yeah, it's a phoenix. That's I'm sorry, it's that man.
I'll say, pretty different from the stuff you were pumping out 18 years ago.
Behold the fruits of my training. I've dedicated my whole life to my craft. But back then, we both needed each other's help, so we joined hands until the finale.
So, what did I press?
Oh,
I don't...
fourth statement.
Right, I am back.
I don't think...
It might have changed the order of things, because the walkthrough says fourth statement, but that's before having pressed before.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one. No. Ah.
Or maybe the last one. Oh,
The
sorry, someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
That's okay. No.
What you got? What,
Oh,
what
man.
you got? Hmm. Yeah, what I've always done is just press every single statement. I know
Yeah,
I know
well, so I pressed a statement and I got additional information, but I think I asked about the wrong thing.
Oh, I see, I see.
So I need to press the same statement. This is what I said before. This is because I can't find it again. No, this is I can't press anything else.
Hmm.
Cooking accident. Oh, okay, here it is. Did something change between the semifinal and the final, Mr. Gusteau?
I'm back.
Welcome.
Not really. Oh wait, sorry, Piggy. Did you actually want to take Gusto? Because I know you haven't had lines in a while.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go for it.
You say you really completed your final entry without Mr. Frost's help?
I may or may not have had a design to lean on, but I knew it was still solid when it came to flavor. So the visuals were the only thing that changed between the semi-final and the final.
You sure, Gusty, old pal? Oh, do you want to do him too? It's fine either way.
Yes, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
You sure, Gusty, old pal? Gonna have to call you out on that one, I'm afraid. Wasn't just as its looks that got a big thumbs down come judgment time. You got trashed on flavor too.
Doesn't sound much like the best to me. The DEBESTE.
The best. Despite his confidence, Mr. Gusteau failed on flavor too. The lack of Mr. Frost's assistance shouldn't have affected that. So was there some other difference? Was there some other difference? I don't know. Now do I press the picture? Because it's also saying here that the son visited up until the semifinal. So that was different too because his son didn't come that day. Right? Because that's different too, and he did mention that because he did earlier mention that his son came every day. I don't know. Yes, okay, god dang it. I can think of one significant difference between the semifinal and the final, Mr. Gusteau. Your son. This is him in the photograph, correct? You told me he was with you up through the semifinal.
He was? What of it?
What indeed? He was there with you until the semi-final, until he suddenly wasn't for the final. And just as suddenly, your work went from being lauded for its flavor to being lambasted for it. I don't think that's a coincidence, do you? He wasn't just spending quality time with his father, he was playing a much more pivotal role than that. Ayo.
I just wanted him to see me at work, to show him I was trying my best for us. Who knows? Maybe it was him being here that helped me do so well in those early rounds.
He talks a good game, but nothing about this guy screams super dad to me.
Indeed. Thankfully, we would only have to give such an idea credence if his story were true. After all, how much could the encouragement of one small boy affect the taste of a grown man's work? Mr. Gusteau prided himself on the flavor of his creations, but when he lost his sense of taste, he must have had a tough time maintaining his high standards after such a devastating loss, unless... I'm sure your son was there to cheer you on, but that wasn't all he was there to do, was he? Was it?
You're a very suspicious man, Mr. Prosecutor. But why not try answering yourself for a change?
What?
What was an elementary school kid doing here, then, other than to support his father? I've got a good idea.
I either think it's to make them or steal them.
Guys, 100% a fraud. 100%.
So is he stealing them, maybe? Who could he have stolen them from is the thing. Like, if I say steal, I don't know who he's stealing them from, because no one else is making things. Because What's-Her-Face was fake. Delicia was fake. Dude Guy was a sculptor. And, like, Tangaroa was the only other one that he could have taken things from. So it's either he was either tasting them for him, or making them.
Did we ever find out who was making them?
He does have
the
a
other
tiny
ones?
ducky made of sugar on his stick, but I assumed the dad made that for him, like in the picture.
I think the elementary school lad was.
You think he
had to
made
make
them?
for him.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Mr. Gusto here is a fraud.
Your son was the one making your entries of the contest, wasn't he? Apparently not. He was tasting them. Okay. That's okay. I figured. Your son knew the taste of your work pretty well, I imagine, Mr. Gusto.
He was my biggest fan, of course. He knew it. Of course he knew it.
In which case, he would have been a good judge of whether something tasted on brand, so to speak, no?
What are you implying?
You already told us that he was suffering from a taste disorder. Yes, we heard this 5 minutes ago, Edgeworth. Yeah. Okay. Okay, did you ever figure out if aglasia is like an actual thing? No one knew about your condition. What did you?
I think it's a agusia.
Okay.
Agusia. That's the one.
Is it an actual thing?
Yeah, it's like it is actually loss of taste, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh,
It's crazy shit.
weird. Indeed, I doubt Mr. Frost would have wanted to continue collaborating with you if he found out. After all, it was your job to make sure his creations tasted good. Oh, that's a lot of dots. Therefore, your son wasn't just here to support you. He was helping you by taste testing your work.
Dang, now it all makes sense. Frost stuff tasted good because it was finished the day before when the kid was still here.
Oh,
You have a vivid imagination, Mr. Prosecutor. But how do you seriously think, just a kid? How do you seriously think I'd trust a kid to tell me how to adjust the taste of my masterpieces?
hi Tina. Yes, I do hope that it means we're getting close. I think we are.
I have some pride, you know, even back then.
Did you now?
My designs may not have been much to write home about back then, but I always knew my work tasted better than anyone else's. You think I'd risk everything by putting my reputation in the hands of a child?
Well, now you're dissing your child.
This is just more speculation. That's all it is.
Ugh. In that case, I'd ask to speak with your son this instant. Let's see how much your story can be corroborated.
Sadly for you,
Oh,
my son is no longer my concern.
what?
As soon as I got my sense of taste back, I went straight to Zangfa to start my training, and cut off all ties with the kid for good.
What?
You abandoned your own child?
That ain't half, but no one knows where he is, even now. Cops looked all over for him, but no dice. So, still think you can prove your asinine theory? I'd like to see you try. Yeah. You think I care about anything else besides confectionery? Think again. I got my sense of taste back. What do I need to have? What need do I have for a son?
Ooh. Silence in the courtroom. While Mr. Cousteau's words and actions may demonstrate a certain lack of humanity on his part, the goddess of justice cannot judge him for that. Therefore, Mr. Edgeworth, I believe it's time for you to admit defeat.
Yeah, give it up. 18 years is a long time for everyone to service now. Proof or otherwise.
See, this is why I like Courtney, or just Verity. Like, aside from the other, like, prosecutor enemies that we've had, like, she definitely has still a lot of, like, humanity within her. I mean, I guess eventually, like, Godot and, you know, Clavier, like, you know, they showed those as well, but I like that side of her. Nyug.
Mr. Edgeworth, we have to do something. If we don't, the truth might be lost forever.
Gnurg. Where are you?
Well said.
Where are you, Detective Gumshoe? Tina, where are you?
Can't imagine whose blood. You know, if you ever need someone to do the flashback text, give me a shout. I can just give everyone the same voice.
That's the last piece of evidence, I'm sure of it. Once we know whose blood it is.
Hey Miles, sorry to cut in your mind pal this time, but I was pondering something about something myself. Our friend Gusto didn't just come here to check up on the body, did he?
Oh. You mean because he tried to open the case?
Exactamundo. Don't you have anything that might explain why he tried to do that?
We might, if Detective Gumshoe can make it back in time with certain piece of evidence. That's enough, quite enough idle chatter, Defense. Now if you...
Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh. Huh, speak of the devil. Larry's still there in the background. I take it you have the test results, Detective?
Yes, sir. The lab just got back to me.
Detective, please, court is in session. Now then, am I right to assume that you're bringing us the evidence Mr. Edgeworth was speaking of?
What? Hey, no fear! Didn't anybody tell me about any of this?
I don't know. You were still checking on the victim. Is he still dead, Sebastian?
I'll go check. Inconclusive.
Yeah.
It is indeed the evidence in question, Your Honor. It needed testing, so I asked him to carry it out.
What? Why is everybody always helping you?
Maybe because I'm actually good at my job.
No, I'm the best. I'm supposed to be the one in charge here.
Mr. DeBest. I'm sorry I didn't... Oh, I'm sorry I didn't involve you, but this is important. Can we at least hear what the detective has to say? I'll give you a cookie.
I don't want a cookie. Well, maybe I do. All right.
So, Detective Gumshoe, did the test have to... What do the tests have to tell us?
You're not gonna believe this, but the owner of the blood we found in the lake at the bottom of the Gemini cases. Carmelo
Oh,
Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack.
weird.
What are you talking about?
Thank you, Detective. You've been very helpful. Well, it looks like my suspicions were correct.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, what do you mean, Edgeworth? Yes, what do you mean? Explain yourself. What's the significance of this blood in this case?
And everyone is like, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Mousy, what do you mean?
Miles Areno, what do you mean? It's only the very thing that perpetrator of the IS-7 incident has been trying to hide all these years. The fact that your blood was found inside the Gemini case, Mr. Cousteau. It is as good to us as finding your blood lying next to the Mr. Frost's body. Overruled. Why would there be traces of your blood there of all places, Mr. Cousteau? Did he, like, cut his hand on the rock? If you want to answer her honor, Mr. Cousteau, then I will. There wasn't just blood in the liquid from the Gemini case. There were traces of salt and sugar, too. There were? And if you remember, one particular part of Mr. Frostworks was allegedly very salty indeed. The lyre strings? Yeah.
Talking about what Delicia told us back then, right? What was it again?
Yeah.
Such a good Animal Crossing
It
noise.
really is, yeah. Yeah, yes, what they said. The liar, and only the liar, tastes as if it had been flavored with salt. There were no traces of salt anywhere else in Mr. Frost's entry. Very interesting. Then perhaps you can tell us, Mr. Edgeworth. Uh-oh. Where did the salt on the liar come from? The blood. I think
The salt lamp.
I think the blood? I think the blood. Oh, it won't let me go back. I think,
Salt lamp.
I think
Take that.
I think the blood. This is the lamp from the IS-7 incident? Indeed, I believe that the salt that gave the liar its flavor came from such a lamp. Mr. Von Comrade established that both salt lamps were in Mr. Tangaroa's room at the time of the crime. One of them was used to kill Mr. Frost. And it was stained with his blood. But no corresponding pool of blood was found in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Right, because the culprit had chucked a piece of chocolate with that in. Chucked a piece of chocolate with that on it, with it in the little stream.
Furthermore, aside from the liar, no traces of salt were found anywhere else in Mr. Frost's room either.
Hey, come to think of it, the lamps we found in Delicia's room are both broken.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We never did figure out how the one that wasn't used to kill Frost got busted, but are we thinking maybe it had Gusto's blood on it at some point?
Anyone whose blood was found on one of the lamps would have been a person of interest to the police. So the killer needed to hide the blood somehow, and in a way that wouldn't arouse suspicion. And you're seriously suggesting that the liar was used to do just that? I am. I suspect that the bloody salt was somehow applied to the liar so that it could be hidden inside the case. Because unlike the fountain water, the sculptures would have needed more time and care to test properly. And so he waited and waited for his chance to dispose of the liar undetected. Then the reason he's here today is... 18 years ago, Mr. Frost's body and the evidence pointing to this killer were taken away together. This, of course, was not part of the perpetrator's plan, and thus a new dilemma arose. How could he be sure that neither Mr. Frost's body nor the evidence could be discovered somehow, someday?
So back he comes 18 years later, sneaking in bright and early to try and cover his tracks.
Oh! Well, Mr. Gusteau, are you finally ready to admit it? That you were the one responsible for the IS-7 incident? Oh.
Mr. Gusto, it's all because of you that Samson...
Are we done? Oh, one more.
Gusto.
Oh, okay.
So I finally got caught, huh? All they... Legitimate. Somehow my voice got changed. Nobody else came close back then, not even the big shot prosecutor or the attorney. That's an impressive detective, Mr. Prosecutor. I have to hand it to you.
You admitted then that you murdered Artie Frost?
Yeah. Sure I do. I did it. I killed him. But he only had himself to blame.
What do you mean by that?
He agreed to help me. We were supposed to help each other so that one of us could win. And whoever won was supposed to let the other use the cookbook. But on the day of the final, the rat finally showed his true colors. Seriously, Frost, we had a deal.
Sorry, I'm not helping you in the final. Our little agreement is over, Gusteau. Or I guess I should be French. Hold on. I have a really horrible French accent. Oh, oops.
History. But I helped you. I spent all day yesterday making the ice for your pieces.
Did you? And you can prove that, I suppose?
But you, wait. You were planning to betray me from the start, weren't you? After Frost double-crossed me, I had to make my peace with the final by myself. And like you said, my son wasn't there. I didn't have any help with the flavor either.
So much for the pride you claim to have in your ability to make delicious desserts.
Go ahead and judge. You have no idea what it is like for someone to have me with my sense of taste. I give everything to become the best. Everything I take pride in that. I take pride in that. Someone like you could never understand.
Gasp. You're right. I don't understand. Did you take pride in the fact that you resorted to murder? Or that you abandoned your son? Why would I want to understand someone who could do such things?
A man can't afford to rely on other people. I learned that the hard way 18 years ago. My son never showed up on the day of the final. In hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised if Frost was the reason why.
What do you mean?
Why would you think that? What exactly happened to your son?
How am I supposed to know? I told you, he's none of my concern anymore. According to you guys, nobody knows where he is now either.
And you don't care? You're horrible.
So with his disappearance, so too went your chances of winning, correct?
Yeah, I had to find another way of getting my hands on my book. That's when inspiration struck.
Just kill him.
And had to skip afternoon tea and stuck in Tangora's room. Should have been so easy. All I had to do was focus out the formula I needed and get out of there. But then Frost showed up.
Oh. I thought I might find you here. Stealing recipes from the famous cookbook? Toot toot toot. Oh.
Frost.
What's this? A cure for taste disorders? Oh no! That's just too tragic. A confectioner who can't taste anything? What would people say?
If you tell anybody, I'll...
Oh. You'll what? You can't even hit me, you miserable worm.
Why, you... Frost shot me so hard that when I went to punch him, it knocked me clear of my feet. I crashed into one of the lamps. Must have been when my blood got on it.
So Mr. Frost wasn't the first one to get hurt.
Okay, are you eating cookies?
I mean, yeah.
Those were meant for Frost.
The
And
cookies?
it was all over.
No, they're mine. They're mine to give out.
When it was all over, I realized I had to get rid of that blood somehow. So I scraped it off scraped off all the bloody bits.
See, Mr. Shields gave me paper and ooh, it's tasty. It's tasty, Mr. Edward.
No, okay, don't do it.
I dissolved those salt shavings in some flavored ice mixture and brushed it all over the harp. And that's how you made the evidence linking you to the murder vanish. Frost was going to blackmail me. He would have given me money to keep him quiet about my condition.
So you decided you had to kill him?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Popeye.
Well, I let him live. Would you want someone holding something like that over your head? Besides, he's the one who drew first blood. Makes for a solid case of self-defense, don't you think?
So that was the impetus behind it all.
Anyway, I initially took over the lamp to Frost's room. And straight there once I figured out how I was going to hide the body from the bloody part. Inspired by all the ice sculpting tools lying about around the place, I guess. As dumb as you could attempt to be, yeah, figured I could use them to chip it off and grind it up. Once that was done, painting the stuff all over the harp was easy.
But why is Samson? Why did you have to frame him?
Oh,
Hold it! I never meant for the cops to pin it on him. That was your fault, you and the rest of them.
Ellipses.
Why do you think I went to the trouble of placing the lamps and cloths back in Scone's room?
there's only one reason to plant a murder weapon in the room of another contestant, and that's to cast suspicion on that person.
Why? tried to frame me, Goosty Bags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why poor little me?
I respected Tangoria. He was the best, a true champion. I would never have wanted him to take the fall. But you're a fraud. Your work wasn't even real. You had no respect for our craft at all. You deserve to be punished for what you did.
No, Goosty, how could you?
And you had refrained from eating Tangora's work. Frost's body wouldn't have been found. Our plan was to wait until Tangora was judging your room. That's when you'd sneak the corpse into Frost's room and freeze it. Thanks to you, bound here and found it before I had a chance to retrieve it.
I don't understand. Why did you need to freeze his body at all?
Ha! Why indeed?
Mr. Edgeworth, surely you must know. Why did Mr. Gusto need to freeze Mr. Frost's body?
That's all.
Time of death? Cause the only reason it was passed off as an ice sculpture was because of her. It's either true crime scene or obscure time of death. I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
the save, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say hide true crime scene.
If you're to obscure the time of death, then it could create a hell of an alibi.
That's what I was thinking. Mr. Cousteau needed to freeze Mr. in order to obscure the time of death. If they determined that the murder occurred during afternoon tea, he would have been an obvious suspect.
Yeah.
Good.
Bingo.
I'm so smart!
Smart. So smart. Freezing Frost's body wasn't simple, preparing everything took time. So I decided to put his body in the chest in Tangora's room while I got everything ready in Frost. At the time, it seemed like the perfect holding place. Never counting on some gluttonous pharmacist showing up and making the whole ship collapse.
I just don't get it though. Why disguise the body as an ice sculpture at all?
The sooner it was found, the smaller the effect of freezing it would have had on masking the time of death. Therefore, he needed to disguise it, at least until it was fully frozen.
Oh, awful. Using Mr. Frost's own work to help you cover up the truth behind his murder.
Ironically, Tangora would have been just fine if the body hadn't been found before I got out of his room. If only things had gone to plan, he wouldn't have even had been arrested, let alone convicted.
You mean it was my fault? Everything that happened to Samson. It was all because I found the body.
Don't let him get inside of your head, Judes. None of this is your fault.
I mean, a little bit of it's her fault.
If it wasn't Samson, it would have been Delicia instead. She would have been the one that they arrested.
Yeah, but she would have been fine.
I know.
Either way, there's only one person to blame here, and that's Gusto. It didn't help that the initial detective was so bad at his job either. He never even told the prosecutor the body had vanished.
So then, Mr. Von Kalmar had unwittingly placed Mr. Tangaroa under arrest in the absence of a body?
I mean, I guess it would explain why he was so keen to wrap things up. Still, you'd think he'd notice something as big as that if he'd take a look at a few reports, right?
Not if someone had been deliberately distorting the facts of the case, though. Either way, it seems that Mr. Von Kalmar didn't know about the body until after the arrest had been made. But admitting that would have been spoiled his perfect record. So he kept it to himself and proceeded to prosecute Mr. Tangaroa regardless. Can this really be true?
You don't feel bad at all? Somebody spent 18 years in prison because of you.
Sticks and stones, girlie. Sticks and stones. What a jerk. I ought to arrest you right now, pal.
I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, detective.
So you noticed, huh?
Because
Glad somebody
the
did.
statutes.
Statute limitations.
Yeah.
The judge is right. You got their finger on me.
What? Why? You just confessed to murder.
Yeah, no idea, huh? Then I guess I better lay it out for you.
I thought we were done.
Home stretch.
Good for us 18 years ago. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. You do the math. You can't arrest me. You think I'd have to confess otherwise?
That's right. The statute of limitations is only 15 years.
Which in the long run seems really bad.
Is this really the end of the line, Mr. Edgeworth?
Why would you ever put limitations on murder? Theft, I understand, but murder? Once the statute is expired, he can't be charged, so...
But...
How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm afraid that both Mr. Gusteau's confession and your deductions will have to be struck from the record, and that Mr. Tangaroa's conviction will remain in place. But we've finally proven that the police had never found Mr. Frost's body in their possession. Even if we can't arrest Mr. Gusteau, surely Mr. Tangaroa has grounds for a retrial on that basis. Does he? I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid that the goddess's judgments are somewhat harder to overturn than you might imagine. So the committee remains for the verdict from 18 years to stand no matter what.
Bad luck, Mr. Prosecutor.
Alright, there must be something we can do. We gotta end this. This is going on like a 10-hour trial. Something must bring Mr. Gusteau down. Okay.
Rebuttal. Why you can't arrest me?
I like that first it's like, I did it. Okay, we're gonna... I haven't looked at it, actually, because they just made it go by fairly fast. I didn't read it. Statute suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country.
So it's...
The statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial.
I'd say we got ourselves...
So, I think that's...
We got ourselves a lifeline.
Yeah. I think technically I can present there, right?
We have ourselves a lifeline. May
Yeah.
as well.
I think I just present that. I think I just say, well, you were in another country. Frick you. What? You were in another country. Frick you. Do I have to press it first?
Yeah, maybe press it, yeah. Maybe he will be able to...
Yeah, maybe he'll be like, I was in a country that time. Depending on your actions over the last 18 years, the statute may not have expired yet.
This ought to be good. Alright, I got nothing to hide. If there's something you want to ask it.
Very well. Tell us where you've been and what you've been doing since the incident.
Sure. Not long after the contest, I was able to cure my taste disorder thanks to the formula from that book. Not so long after that, I went to Zengfa to really buckle down and hold my craft. That explains a lot. If we tried to contact me after the fact, okay, I guess you were long gone by then, huh? Could be. I left. Let's see. Around a year after the murder. Just before the Tangaroa's last day.
Oh, both things now, yeah.
And Zengfa was the best thing I ever did. Deliver design and
Ooh.
full package now.
The wolves! And all the backs of those lives you destroyed.
What's none of that few eggs, I think, Mr. Prosecutor. Nothing.
You're evil! Evil!
Evil!
Sticks and stones, girly. You can't arrest me. That's all that matters.
Oh, I need more to work with. There has to be something I can get out of him. Maybe I can push him for further on the statements he just made. Is there anything I should follow up on? The training. No.
Yeah, his training, because then he might admit.
Well,
how
because
long he was in Bangkok.
so the do you mean like when he came back? Oh, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, what day
I'd
he
like
came
you to
back.
tell us more about your training in Xingfa, if you wouldn't mind.
Fine.
Tell us more!
Tell us more. Press that, maybe.
Okay. How long were you there? I need to know. Xingfa, and you were there for a while, I imagine.
Yeah, I left some time after the investigation had wrapped up. I've been meaning to go there and start my studies for a while. Thanks to the hard work I put in.
Ooh.
My designs are now world class.
Whoa, that's amazing!
You like it? It's yours.
Really? Alright.
So he spent some time in Zingfa training. How long were you there? How long were you there?
Maybe present that?
I
Present
guess
the book?
now I present, but he didn't tell me how long he was, because he could have, because it's only suspended when he's in another country. So if he didn't...
I hate it when it's so
I
vague.
know. Okay, gosh.
Sword. We're smart.
Statute of limitations for murder is subject to the following condition. The statute is suspended during the suspect's, should the suspect flee to a foreign country. Which means that the time you spent abroad doesn't count towards the total time under the statute. He's like, crap.
No way. So it's like someone hit pause while he was in Zangfa.
It appears that there may be time left on the clock yet. But that will depend on how long you stayed in Zingfa, Mr. Gusteau.
It was 3 years exactly.
Oh!
3 years? Hold on. Nobody say anything 'cause I've done the math. The murder happened 18 years back. The statute is 15 years. Add the 3 overseas.
15
15
plus
plus
3 makes. Wait, Mr. Shields, how much does that make?
Exactly 18, okay?
Whoa! No way!
And
I
the
don't
wa-
believe
and
it.
the weight, it's like 30 pounds, right?
at least 30. Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Edgeworth, you did the math.
I did, didn't
No,
I?
Mr. Shields.
I'm gonna give myself a cookie.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, oh.
These noises are making me poop. Bingo, 18 years exactly. Glad you figured it out for
Oh,
yourself.
he's just been stringing us along this whole time.
Well, why is he laughing? We're good, aren't we? We can arrest him now.
I hate to break it to you, little sis, but IS7 went down at the end of December. It's April now, which means, strictly speaking, it's been 18 years and 4 months since Frost's murder. If you're still saying Zingfa really lasted 3 years on the nose, it's not enough. We're a few months short.
Well, like, why are we trusting the murderer to tell us exactly how long he was in Zingfa?
Wouldn't his passport get like a stamp or something?
Right, or like
maybe.
where he was training. We could ask, like, we could be like, hey, how long did you train him there?
Dare you? You can't touch me.
I hate to admit it, but he read the board well when he made his confession. Whoop. How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. If only the statute had been suspended for another year. Ugh. Those who would overturn the goddess's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. And you, Mr. Edgeworth, have failed. No! There must be something I can do.
I knew it. Well, if the law can't bring Mr. Gusteau to justice, then
Judes, what are you thinking?
Oh.
I guess I'll kill him now.
Right, I was gonna say. Just poison him. Poison the water hole.
There's no need to go adding to your rap sheet just yet. We're not done here. Far from it, because there's still a way we can nail him.
There is.
Alright, Miles Reno, pep talk. I need you to think back over everything we know about the case.
Oh gosh.
Gusto's overlooked one critical thing that you yourself were led to believe wrongly about.
I think it's because of the second part of that where it talked about, like, if someone was an accomplice, something about, like, till the end of their trial, and since the trial lasted a year, yeah, which is...
Yep. You wasn't there for Samson's trial, remember? Best I can tell, he didn't even know what the final verdict that came down that day is. Which means there's still one way left to us. Calculating your statutes for dummies there and take another look. 17 years ago, they really did number on Samson, framed him like a pretty good picture. But if we made good use of that verdict now, we can make Gusto pay in full for what he's done.
Shields, are you...
Those who would overturn the goddess's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. Samson's my client, Miles. I can't bring myself to use the source of his pain as a weapon in this fight. Whether we play our last card or not, it's gonna have to be up to you.
Oh gosh, it's all up to me. Many dots. Bringing Mr. Gusteau to justice can only happen if I use the outcome of that hard-fought trial. So, should I raise an objection and play that card or not? Why would I not?
Let's not object and see what happens. Oh, look at that hero, Gregory Edgeworth.
My
I like
father... I'm glad that you love him so much.
I fucking love him. In the fan translation, he was voiced by Pro ZD.
Yeah.
Oh, was he? Oh, man.
And like his cut-ins of like objection and hold it are way better there.
Yeah, for sure. My father and Mr. Von Karma, one sought to reveal the truth and the other to hide it. I know which path I choose to follow, the one that seeks to reveal the truth. This court has reached its final verdict. The record will state that Mr. Gusteau has been found not guilty in all counts. Get him. No, Your Honor. Mr. Carmelo Gusteau is absolutely guilty, and I refuse to let him walk away. His crimes are too unspeakable to go unpunished. Do you mean to suggest that you have grounds upon which you call for his arrest? I do. Yeah! I'm assuming it's the incident report because expired convicted of accomplice based on his confession. And we know from the statute of limitations that... There. Very well. Is there a particular page? The suspect, right? Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I'd like to direct your attention to the page concerning the suspect. As you can see, Samson Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice. And it took around 1 year from his indictment? Yeah. For the verdict to be reached. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
That was really loud. Yes, that does seem to be the case. The book you gave us details certain conditions pertaining to the statute of limitations for murder. One of them, as I mentioned, is the statute is suspended if the suspect flees the country, and another... It's okay, I just didn't expect it. States that the statute is suspended from the time of an accomplice's indictment. I don't know, indictment?
It's indictment.
Indictment. Why don't they spell it that way to French people? To the end of their trial.
What? Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice? Yup, guess you were in Zengfa when the verdict came down. Samson was convicted as an accomplice, not as the main perpetrator, which is clearly news to you, and not good news neither. Am I right? But how can that be? Tangaroa wasn't an accomplice to anyone. He was innocent, and you know it.
Oh well, we know it. It's what you've been trying to prove. It's what we've been trying to prove all along. And in a pleasing twist of fate, his wrongful conviction will be the very thing that sets him free. If you've spent 3 years in Zingfa, and your accomplice Samson Tangaroa was on trial for 1 year, it means you can still be charged with Mr. False murder up to 19 years after the fact. In other words, the statute of limitations hasn't expired at all. The goddess's judgment is infallible, but that of her servants, it appears, is not. It seems the prosecutor in charge of this case may have erred. Unbelievably, we may have no choice but to instigate a full inquiry. Why? He literally confessed.
No, how could this?
Oh.
This one's supposed to be 18 years. That's a long time to let somebody else suffer for your crimes. It's time to pay the piper, Gusto. Not a moment too soon. As my dashing hair once said.
I know.
But finally, the greatest. The brilliant has been recognized. I gave up everything for this. Everything. Even my son.
Well, whose fault was that? More's the pity. But you can't run for the law forever, because the bills come due at last. Yes, break down. Do it! Do it! Break down! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I can't do it too loud or else I'll wake all my folks up.
Oh.
That's certainly one way to break down. Mr. Gusto is all set for his trip downtown, sir.
Oh, good. Which means it's your turn next, right?
I suppose so. Oh, that's bound.
That's me, I suppose so.
I don't know why I'm going down.
Oh, Shields to move his hat down. Judes.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I've caused you all so much trouble. But, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Mr. Gusto to justice at last.
At last. I'm afraid there's no escaping the consequences of your actions, Miss Bound. But those actions were born of the legal mistakes that were made all those years ago. We all know that. So allow me to apologize in return on behalf of the prosecution.
Oh, no. I have no one to blame but myself for it all. Starting with those sculptures.
Hey, Judes. You think maybe you might want me to represent you? I'm not some nervous newbie anymore. And there's no way I'm letting you take the rap for everything.
Aww.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you, Mr. Shields.
Those tears.
They're so cute.
Aww.
I like Ray.
Yeah,
awesome.
Ray's great.
So good.
Oh, sorry, ma'am, but you gotta come with me now.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
Gumshoe, you better give her access to choose the radio station.
Judge Gavel, why did you lie to us? Lie? What are you talking about? You implied that there was no case for a retrial, but as we've proven, that wasn't true. Surely anyone truly committed to seeing justice done would have called one as soon as the body was found. I am under no obligation to answer such questions. Or you clearly have no intention of doing so either. Truly, you are proving to be quite a threat to the Committee of Prosecutorial Excellence. As such, you give me little choice but to report you back on your continued transgressions. No doubt you'd be called to appear before the committee in due course. Now, I must be on my way.
Prosecutorial committee is probably just a bunch of fat old blokes sitting on their chairs that don't prosecute a case in yonks.
Oh, it's most definitely.
What the heck? And after you caught the real killer and everything. Isn't that what prosecutors are supposed to do?
Regardless of how it may play out, I will never regret what we accomplished here today.
Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, many dots. Say, Mr. Edgeworth. I want a cookie.
What is?
Say,
I gave you a cookie already.
I
Yeah.
want more.
Yes.
Why did you stick your nose in this case anyway? You weren't even on the job.
My job is to bring the truth to light, Mr. DEBESTE. Not only as a prosecutor, but as a person, which you are neither.
What? I don't get
See?
it.
It's okay, you'll get it when you're older. I wouldn't expect you to understand. Not as long as you believe that closing a case makes you the best.
That's going way over my head. Many dots. I'm going home.
Oh, baby!
You'll understand it when you hit puberty.
What was that all about?
You'll understand it when you're older, Kay.
Yeah, okay, I'm going home.
Sebastian still has a lot to learn, is all.
Question mark. Milesy Wilesy!
Yes?
I just wanted to say old Greggy Pegleg would have been proud of you today. Oh, look at me tearing up. That's the end. Thanks for helping poor Sammy Poople.
Of course.
Hey, Edgy! Looks like you cleared everything up, huh? So, what happened exactly? I was kind of busy sketching.
Were you sketching me?
Wait, where did Judy and Verity go?
Wow, you really weren't paying attention, were you?
Many dots. Though I'm loath to admit it, Larry's sketches did come through for us on more than one occasion. Not that I'm about to tell him that, I'll just glare at him.
Put the glaring, will ya? Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
This is an affectionate glare. I'm thanking you. Calm down, Larry. I wasn't glaring at you. At least not in that way.
You totally were. You're just like your pop. He was a terrible liar too.
He was?
Listen, I'm gonna head out.
Wait, you can't drop dad lore like that and then leave.
You need to fill Samson in what went down today. You wanna come with?
Yes, of course.
Great, then I'm coming too.
Oh, I've seen this bit on YouTube. I've seen
Oh,
this bit
yeah?
already on YouTube. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, but this bit is so fucking good.
So what's Mr. Tangaroa like? I can't wait to finally meet him.
Oh, he's a real sweetheart. You'll love him. Even while locked up, you can't help but make all sorts of cookies and cakes for everyone.
Aw,
Cake
By 3 p.m.
extravaganza.
That's why 3 p.m. cake extravaganza is a thing for prisoners and guards alike.
really? That sounds awesome. You think there'll be any left for us to try?
Didn't we find a few slices of chocolate cake in the prison the other day? Did we?
Oh.
Could they have been some of Mr. Tangaroa's baked goods? We still haven't eaten them? Oh, he looks so old now.
Bobby, what are you doing here?
I heard you all come and see Miss Tangaroa, so I volunteered to escort him.
There he is.
Hello, new friends. I'm Samson Tangaroa.
Oh,
Frost-
he's got the wrinkles.
Yeah. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service.
And I'm Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick, Kay Faraday.
It's very nice to meet you both.
Miles, here is Gregory's son.
Is that so? Your father was very kind to me and fought so hard for my case. But in the end, I betrayed him. I made a false...
Oh.
Oh.
Don't worry, Mr. Tangaroa. Mr. Shields has explained everything to me.
Sure did. And now we're here to tell you the truth about what happened 18 years ago.
The truth.
And thus we relay the information.
Judy did all that. For me?
Crazy kid racked her brain for 18 years until she'd finally figured out how to set you free. What can I say? Turns out she really would do anything for you.
Oh, Judy. I never did anything to deserve such devotion.
Come now, Mr. Tangaroa. I think we all know that's not true. The bond between the two of you has held strong for all these years, after all.
You think so?
I guess I'd better show him. Which piece
I
of
know
evidence is
so.
proof of the bond? Is it the chocolate?
That's what I'm thinking.
Is it the chocolate?
Those chocolates. Judy made them, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
They're super delicious and sweet.
And they've been in her pocket for 18 years.
Yeah!
Miss Bond continued making them just as you taught her, even after that fateful day. So that there would always be some waiting for you when you finally came home.
Judy.
Oh.
Oh.
I bet they're beyond super sweet then, aren't they?
Very much so, I'm afraid. Really wish I could hand them to you.
Don't worry, sir. I'll make sure he gets them later.
Which be a clear breach of prison policy, not that I have the authority now to stop him anyway.
Thank you very much. You know, Detective, something about you reminds me of Detective Bad.
Really, pal? Because I look up to him a lot. He's my role model.
Aww.
You don't say. It seems fate likes to bring people of all sorts together, huh?
You hang in there, Samson. Just a little longer. I should be able to get you out soon. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Nobody should have to wait 18 years to get justice.
Don't be silly, Eddie. That's not your name. I'm so sorry.
It's been 18 years, you know, I don't remember everything.
Sorry, Raymond. My bad. I'm the one who should be saying sorry. Or rather,
Oh, singing time? Oh.
thank you.
Oh.
Truly. No song.
Samson.
Well, I guess it's my turn to wait for Judy to come home now. I'd better make sure there's something delicious on the table for her when she finally walks through that door. Don't let me down, Raymond.
Leave it to me, big guy.
Woohoo! Whew. The IS-7 incident has been 18 long years, but this case we inherited from my father is finally coming to a close. Picture time?
Hey, Miles. Thanks for today. I'm sorry for forcing you to make the final call like that.
Not at all. I simply made the call that felt right to me, and that made the most sense, otherwise we would have stopped playing the game.
Huh? What are you guys talking about?
You'll understand when you're older, Kay.
Okay.
You know how Samson was wrongfully convicted? We had to pretend he wasn't Norton Neo Gusto. But to use his false conviction against him, even to save him. As his lawyer, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now that Gusto's behind bars, I can finally start to get that wrongful conviction overturned.
Yes, and I'm sure you will.
Wait a minute. Does this mean that even if you were only doing what's right? If the false conviction had been overturned before today, Mr. Gusteau would have gotten away scot-free?
Yup. It's what we folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. The law is far from perfect.
Because
Because
of things like... No, that's my line, Mr. Shields. Because of things like legal contradictions, right?
Yeah, but you never know. Things might change. The law's always evolving, just like us humans. Your Uncle Eddie and Miles Reno included, am I right?
Wait, who?
He means shield, it's fine. The potential
Oh!
for the potential for growth and change and people in law, huh? Oh,
So, Miles,
why did the music stop?
you gonna keep fighting crime as a prosecutor,
Oh,
or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. Only one you can answer.
I know.
Well, let's just say I won't complain if you show up at the office one day. On that note, it's time for me to skedaddle.
Bye, shield.
I owe you big time, and I have to pay my debts, but for now... Thanks again for today. I mean it.
Oh. Oh, bye, buddy.
Aw.
See you next time.
Bye, Raymond.
Did he seem kind of in a hurry to get out of here to you?
He did. And honestly speaking, I'm the one who owes him a debt of gratitude. After all, he gave me the chance to reckon with my father's final case. When I was a boy, all I ever dreamed of was becoming an attorney like my father. But then, during my time with Mr. Von Karma, I learned the way of the prosecutor instead. Eventually, with the help of some good friends, wink wink, I found my own voice and a new way to live. But now my career as a prosecutor is at risk of being taken away from me. It may be time to take another long, hard look at how I want to live my life, whether I like it or not.
Picture?
Oh,
Aw.
April the 2nd, Edgeworth & Co. Law Officers. Hey, Gregory. Sorry for reporting in so late.
oh.
Aw.
May have taken 18 years. We're finally in a position to prove Samson's innocence. All thanks to your boy Miles. I couldn't have done it without him. You should have seen him. The way he fought for the truth gave me chills. It's like I was watching you.
Oh.
Aww. Look, I know I'm not half the attorney you were, but those guiding principles you tried to instill in me, I like to think I'm embodying them now as I carry on your legacy. Here's hoping.
So cute.
Your boy will be joining me in that soon.
So cute. Gonna make me cry. Am I going to fight crime as a prosecutor or a superhero? Or help people as an attorney? What is the right answer? Which path should I choose? I'm not pressing the buttons, it's just going. Am I done? Are we done? Yay! That took so much longer. Oh my gosh, that took so much longer than it should have. For the claps, we deserve it.